Ron's Revenge is derived from an old pattern from Ron Smith. There has been a few improvements by adding the Lady Amherst pheasant tippet from his other friend Ron Anderson. Brent has had several good days on the water with this great searching fly.
Well, good day, folks. Today we'll tie up Ron's Revenge. It's a nice little wet fly. We've been fishing this for quite a few years. I was given a pattern when I was living in BC. I had a neighbor up the street from me there, Ron Smith, that showed me this little fly with white duck quill wing and settle graded fish. And Ron was a fish there for many years, and I tied it up, tricked it out a little bit, and I'll show you the changes I've made. The fly was tied on a Mustad 3906B size 8. That's a good working nymph hook if you want to, or wet fly hook if you want to go with that. That's just fine. I'm going to be using a Partridge living nymph hook here. It's got a nice curvature to it. And dress it up just a little bit. I'm going to be using some 6/0 black thread. I'll come in here just around by the bend here. Then we'll take some Lady Amherst feathers for the tail. The original just had duck quill tail as well. I've got this from my other buddy, Ron Anderson, over in Clearwater. Ron is a classic salmon tire. Salmon fly tire, one of the best. So I borrowed these from him, and I dress the fly up a lot. I like the looks of it. Always fun throwing prettier flies too, isn't it? So you can use either one. Duck quill tail if you like. Now, we need a ribbing material. First one I showed you, just some 2mm light gold wire, which is good. You can also use some of this micro metal. It's from Semperfli. Dress it up a little bit. We'll dull this one up a little more than the other one. Then I'll come in with some dubbing, and this is dubbing I blended. It's a kind of a rough poly, like a poly yarn from a rug material. And I've got black, a little bit of red, and copper. I like the copper hue involved. Copper is always a coloration that the trout see. The original pattern was based, I think, just tied with black wool. Now, some of these old patterns have been around a long time, so they didn't have all these materials that we have nowadays at our disposal. I'll do a little body with black. Come in here with our micro metal. Give it a little more bling. Dress it up to the front. Get that placed in there right where I want it. Now we're going to come in with the throat. The original had just black hackle again. It was an old pattern for sure, you can tell. Now I like to take my little brush and just click some of these fibers out a little bit. I always like a little bit of the buggy nature. Now underneath, we're going to use for the black hackle, I'm just going to get some of this off my, that's a dyed green pheasant skin. Lots of, you get the whole rump, feathers, you get everything, the whole bird. Here's some nice soft fibers on here, make a great throat. Got some black markings here on the tips. Come off the side. Turn up, and then we'll come to the point of the hook. Just lay that in. There's our throat. Okay, so now for the underwing, and it had gold or copper Crystal Flash. And I'm going to be using some Rusty Olive angel hair. This is a material I've really liked using for many years. Pull a little of that off, fold it over itself. Pinch that on the top. And I'll just cut this one a little longer just so it kind of tapers a little bit. Okay, so instead of the duck quill, which splinters, it's a little bit fine for the size. So I'm going to use a quill off. This is a goose quill. What I've done, I've also sprayed this with some artist fixative spray. The artists use the spray over their charcoal paintings, I believe, or sketches. And this really works good to reinforce some of these quills. They don't splinter so much. So I got a very, very wide quill here. We don't need not near that much, but I'll just take away what I don't need. That still gives me a nice, got a curvature down. I'm going to measure it out here where I want it. Just about to the end of the tail. I pinch it at both sides. Get my thread up in between my fingers, get underneath, and I'll pull it straight up. And that sets your wing on top. Get a couple turns ahead here, and then I'll just trim that butts off. Nice head on this wet fly. Whip finish. There we go. Then I'll get some of my Solarez bone dry here to finish the head. Use your head cement, whatever you wish. Like I say, this fly here I've fished a lot, and it really was a good fly for sure. You see that gold kind of popping out there now that I use for the rib. So there we go, Ron's Revenge. Thanks to Ron Smith, Ron Anderson. I'm going to have a little tag out here with Ron, some of his classic flies. I just wanted to show it to you, and he has done so much for Trout Unlimited over the years. He was one of the biggest supporters I knew for Trout Unlimited. Tied these classic salmon flies that were donated to the auctions in Calgary for years, and got to be real good buddies with him. He was at the first tying demo I ever did, and then when I seen what kind of flies he tied, I felt pretty undermatched, but he was such a nice man to work with. He helped me a lot too in my tying, and also Diane and I got to fish steelhead with Ron up on the Bulkley system, so that was a great experience. So all the best, and we'll catch up to you again real soon.
Thanks for watching Brent's Fly Fishing Instructional Series. He can be found on Brent's YouTube channel and Sport Fishing on the Fly.